And in the red corner, Project Catalyst. Entering the ring now, fighting from the blue corner, Amiga Sanction.
It's Review Bros bringing you something a little bit different today, a double whammy. I bring to you Project Catalyst.
And I bring you Amiga Sanction by Phlyte Nutrition. We're running a comparison between the two so you know what is best for your money. Which is going to win here is a battle of the subs.
Yep. Let's do it.
Boom.
And please do hit that subscribe button, like the video, and let us know if you've tried either of these products and which one would appeal to you more.
Thanks, guys.
Round 1, fight!
Okay, guys, we're going to move into the taste and the mixability of the two products now. So my one, the Amiga Sanction, comes in sour apple candy, and the one we have is ripe mango. So I'm going to give that a try.
And Project Catalyst comes in bioberry and omega bomb.
Let's try them. Let's see. This one smells very, very mango-like. So I'd imagine you'd have to like mango to like this.
I remember liking that flavour when I tried it.
Yeah, it's important to note we've tried each other's as well. Let's do it. That there's no artificial colourings or preservatives. Well, colourings anyway.
Yeah.
Super mango smell. What's yours?
Does smell a bit berry.
Berry. Let's do it.
Not bad, pretty run of the mill. I preferred that one. That one I gave like a 9, I reckon.
Really?
This is more like a 7 for me.
Mm.
What about you? Mix is perfect though.
Yeah, very good mixability with mine too. So that's even Stevens on that regard.
What are your two scores and what comes to an overall?
I think mine's an 8 out of 10. What do you think your one is?
7.
So very close in terms of taste in those two flavours. Obviously, do try them all, or try the others if you're interested in them. So yeah, mine is 8 out of 10. Remind them, 7 out of 10.
7.
Cheers, guys.
Round 2, fight!
Moving into the price of the products, and it's important to note, guys, straight off the bat, these are exactly the same price.
Same servings as well, 30.
So head over to alphaflytenutrition.com. You can pick these both up originally without a discount code at $39.99. However, we've been given a hefty discount code of 20%. Say that again, Craig. What is it?
20%.
20% discount with Review Bros. And that code, we're going to flick it up in the corner now, is ReviewBro20. And that drops these tubs all the way down to $31.92. 30 servings as well, which is a massive thumbs up from us on both containers. It comes in at $1.06 per serving. And for the sake of comparison, Craig's going to run through the UK prices now.
Which works out to be £24.31 or 81p a go, which is, let me tell you, that's dirt cheap, especially when we get to what's in it. And that does fall into an 8 out of 10 on our consistent pricing scale. So that's damn well good.
It's really good, guys, especially like considering what's in them, which we're going to go into in the label section. You know, we're going to give them a quick comparison in the labels and the effects, so do stay tuned, guys. It's going to get exciting.
Which one's right for you?
Round 3, fight!
So, guys, we're going to move into the Amiga Sanction label first, and we're going to try and compare the two as best as we can. So mine starts off with the citrulline malate at 5 grams. Obviously, that's responsible for pumps and building nitric oxide levels up in the bloodstream. 5 grams is a tad on the low side, and I'll mention now that that's the only pump ingredient in this formula. So pumps are obviously not its primary objective. This is much more down the stim lines. And that moves us into beta alanine at the nice amount, the clinical dosage, 3.2 grams, which is obviously responsible for that beta tingle feeling you'll experience after taking the pre-workout. We like it. Some people don't, so it's up to you guys. It also, when it builds up in the system, it improves muscular endurance. That moves me into a choline bitartrate at a whopping 1,000 milligrams, which is very good. Now that is a nootropic ingredient that helps with focus and concentration, so that's a good dose. Then we move into yohimbine, 98% at 5 milligrams. And it's important to note at this point, guys, that is not alpha yo, so you shouldn't have the negative effects that come with alpha yo, or the ones we don't like anyway, such as the cold sweats and jitters.
Yes, the bark.
Yeah, so it still is a stimulant, so it should give you the the stimulation effect. Moving into caffeine anhydrous at a nice sweet spot amount, 350 milligrams, which is about 3.5 cups of coffee. So that is the stimulation you're going to need to get moving in the gym, and that's the main ingredient here, really. Then we've got 2-aminoheptane, which is your DMHA, guys. That's the sweetie, really. 150 milligrams, which is a good dose. So again, central nervous stimulant, powerful stimulant, guys. You'll like that. That's the grey area one, though. Then we have Urea durensis, which is dubbed the natural form of DMHA. Again, central nervous stimulation. Again, energy release. So 150 milligrams again is a good dose. Then we move into synephrine, also known as bitter orange extract, at a nice 30 milligrams. That also again is a metabolizer, so it'll help with weight loss and fat burning, but it'll also give that energy as a side note, so good stimulation here. And then wrapping off my label comes Nupept, a nootropic, also responsible for stimulation and energy release, and 20 milligrams is a good dose again. So mine is a well-dosed package put together mainly of stimulants, a very little bit of pump, but also some good focus elements in there. So that's my label wrapped up. Craig's going to now move into Project Catalyst.
Yep, so that was Omega Sanktion. So if I just make comparisons about the two, so this one's got also citrulline malate at 5 grams, same as yours, right?
Same dose.
Match. And then we've got beta-alanine, mine's at 3.5, so it's a bit higher than yours, right?
Yeah, 300 milligrams higher than mine, so you get a win there.
Yep, caffeine anhydrous 350, that's also the same.
Yep.
This is where it gets a little bit different. So we've got Schisandra chinensis, if I'm pronouncing that right, at 1,000 milligrams.
Nice. It is a jack of all trades ingredient, guys. Helps with insulin sensitivity, endurance, fatigue, But the most important thing, the thing we like about it, is its mood elevation, anti-stress properties. So it's a nice ingredient.
Yeah,
healthy.
You don't see it too often either. Then we got creatine HCl 750.
That is a bit low, guys, but yeah, it's something that this Omega Sanction doesn't have at all. 750 milligrams of creatine HCl isn't as low as it may first sound, because the clinical dose of HCl is 1.5 grams a day, so it's half the dosage you'd want, but at least we're getting to that way, and that helps with strength and power output, as well as water loading nutrients and pumps.
Nice. Last but definitely not least is methylhexamine. How do you say that?
Yeah, methylhexamine.
At 80 milligrams.
Which is nice, guys. This is the real prize winning point of this label. It is a synthetic artificial form of DMAA. So that's really processed all in the lab. It's not from geranium extract. That is a powerful stimulant, guys. Obviously, this is a very black market ingredient that's probably not allowed at all. So use your own discretion when it comes to that. We're obviously not going to recommend taking it, but if you want the serious stimulation, then that is the ingredient that is the go-to on this label.
Yeah, my label seems to be going down the endurance, power output, mood elevation route, a bit slightly different to the route yours is taking. So we'll have to see which one feels better.
Interesting variation.
Final round. Fight!
Moving into the effects section, guys. So we're going to both analyse how we felt on each product. Obviously, we've both taken both as well. And then we're going to draw in comparisons of the two and see what's right for you. So, Project Catalyst, for me, beta-alanine was super strong, obviously, at the 3.5 grams. So it was itchy tingle town. And then there was a rush of energy after sort of 20-30 minutes. You felt the stimulants kicking in. And then shortly followed that was the highness factor, the euphoric happy feeling that obviously is coming in from that Schisandra chinensis and the DMAA. So that's my brief experience on this, and then if you just want to run through yours.
And my brief experience is I did have the beta-alanine tingles, but they were pretty average. You know, they were good, but obviously that Craig's one does win a little bit on that, so perhaps that's why. And I have more ingredients to digest as well. But yeah, I definitely felt the rush of energy. I felt the highness factor, sort of a euphoria, but I wouldn't say mine was necessarily happy. Mine was a more of a get shit done
I'd agree
highness. Whereas when I took the Project Catalyst, as Craig said, it's more of a the best way to explain it is it's like a dark energy high, you know, that happy euphoria.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is right, and yeah, rightly so. Mine was probably more, like I said, aggressive. I had no negative side effects from it. I didn't have any of those alpha yo feels. Obviously, there is no alpha yo, but if anyone's worried about that, you're himbine, then you don't need to. But mine was very strong. I felt it for a long period of time as well. I'm talking 3-4 hours, and in fact, even when I woke up this morning, I still felt it a tad in my system. It broke my sleep a little bit. Nothing too major at all. But yeah, honestly, guys, no negatives with this one at all, really.
So no crash on both, no jitters on both, no excessive suppressed appetite on both. Both pumps are similar because of that they're both got
they
the
are
same in there.
that's probably the lacking factor, but that is what we expected.
Yeah.
Simply because in both the citrulline malate's only that 5 grams.
Yeah.
But you do work yourself into the pump, so it's not too much of an issue at all, guys.
Energy wise, I'd say they're around the same as well, having the same caffeine, and probably when you measure them both up, similar amount of stimulants as well, but just by different avenues of stimulation.
Yeah. And if I had to choose between one or the other, I would seriously struggle.
Yeah.
I would say, this is the way I'd put it, is if you're willing to take the risk with the DMAA, you know, which there is a risk associated with it, then that would be the one you'd probably go for. But the cost of that would also be that you probably build up a tolerance to this one faster than you would with this one.
This one's getting you with more stimulation from different ingredients, whereas this is reliant on that DMAA.
Yeah, and it's going to sound funny to say, and it's definitely not a daily driver still because of the ingredients in there, but this one has that more daily driver feel to it. Whereas that obviously has more of that stim junkie feel to it, potentially.
Yeah.
There isn't a lot between them, guys. It really is very close.
They both dial you in, but to different degrees, different ways of dialing you in.
This is more like the I-Rate original, so it's a move exercise to exercise to exercise. You're not necessarily talkative. You know, you can get quite grumpy and angry on it. You just want to, you know, really do move in quickly.
In the zone, yeah.
You don't want to leave the gym. Whereas when we took that one, it is more of a happy high. You know, you're willing to talk a bit, take a bit more time. Perhaps not as focused as this one.
Not
this one's focus
was
brilliant.
Yeah.
Whereas that one's highness and if I had to put one way or another, I would say the energy was slightly ahead on that one, but it is seriously close, guys.
It is difficult. Really is difficult. The easiest way of explaining it is to say this one's more for dialed in, productive training, getting shit done. This one's a bit more of a happy, have fun while you're training kind of pre.
Yeah, and that's exactly how I'd put it. Obviously, look at the ingredients, guys, and see what ones you're willing more to take as a more often. You know, it really does come down to what you want in the gym.
Yeah.
Happiness, focus. You know, and they're not to say that this one isn't necessarily going to be happy.
Yeah.
And that one doesn't have focus. It's just if there was any strengths and weaknesses, then they would be them in when we compare the two.
Yeah, we really are splitting hairs here because they're both brilliant products, which is what's going to land us on a
9 out of 10 for both products. And I'd really seriously struggle to choose between the two.
Yeah.
The only reason we've lost it that actual point is probably because of the pumps.
Yeah, literally. That's the only lacking factor. Focus and energy is through the roof, very consistent and healthy feeling. You know, you don't feel like stimmed off your chops.
No, and important to mention, guys, as well at this point in the review probably is Obviously, Jerry over at Opperman Fitness said a scoop and a half or a scoop and a quarter or whatever it may well have been, may have felt more like dark energy, but we just simply cannot do that in good faith, simply because we have to draw a line somewhere, and that line is on the back of the label. It is exactly what it says you are supposed to take.
The one scoop.
Simply because we could take 5 scoops of C4 and it may feel like dark energy and beyond. But where do we draw that line? And unfortunately that line is drawn very crystal clear on the back of the label.
Yeah, interestingly enough, it doesn't say how much gram the scoop is on the label, does yours?
Mine's 12.2.
Mine doesn't, which alludes to the fact that it's a bit of a dodgy, grey area label where they don't want to give exact dosages.
So yeah, literally, if we had to put it anyway, this would be the safer option.
Yeah, that's the safer
Despite
option.
the urea, synephrine, amino and Nupep. Yeah, you get the gist, guys. I hope that tries to sum it up for you. In the final verdict, the screen at the very end, I'll try and say what one's won in what.
Yeah.
So that's the best bet. But 9 out of 10 for both. Really, really good products by Alpha Phlyte Nutrition.
Recommend.
Impressive.
Okay guys, we're going to move into the final verdict of both products, and I'm going to run through my final verdict as and how we did it in the review. And obviously guys, it's probably best you check each segment out to see how and why we scored it, and this one I'd say is very, very, very subjective.
Yeah.
So I gave the taste and the mixability of Omega Sanction a 8 out of 10. It was very refreshing mango. It tasted quite like a real mango.
Yeah, it smells real.
And it's different, isn't it? You don't normally see mango pre-workouts. So yeah, it got an 8 out of 10 for that. And the pricing segment with our discount code of 20% really did help the pricing segment of both, may I mention, in this, which dropped it down to a good price, and that price landed on an 8 out of 10 on our consistent pricing scale. So very good in that regard as well, especially for considering what you're getting. And then the most important part of this review, and obviously any other review, is that effects section. And this scored very well. It got a 9 out of 10. No negative side effects. All positive. Literally just lacking ever so slightly on pumps, which a lot of people might not care about anyway. It really could be dependent on the weather, the food, the diet, the mood, and 1,000,001 other properties really. So that lands me on an overall score of 25 out of 30, which is fantastic.
One of the all-time best overall scorers.
Yeah, really good. For a pre-workout, a stim pre-workout, that is phenomenal.
And that moves us into Project Catalyst, and the scores are going to be very similar. So the taste did differentiate a little bit with this one. We gave it a 7 out of 10, but obviously the other flavours could be nicer. This is what we're saying. It's so
subjective.
Yeah, so take that with a pinch of salt, but 7 out of 10 for taste. Moving into price, same as Aaron's one, 8 out of 10 with our code, so very, very well priced for what you get for both products. Effects section, obviously the most important one, 9 out of 10 as well. Same as that, but for different reasons to a degree. And that lands me on a
25 out of 30.
24. 1 point behind Aaron. But
on
like
taste.
we say, come on, that can go either way. So they're very evenly matched, but for different reasons.
Yeah. So great products, guys, on both. So yeah. Cheers for watching.
Let us know if you like this type of review. That's important. Do you like us to make comparisons and review 2 in 1?
Let us know, guys. Definitely huge thanks to Alpha Phlyte Nutrition for sending them down. We really, really did enjoy these products. It wasn't what we expected necessarily, but they blew us away. Really good, and those scores are very, very good across the board. So thank you so much for watching. Comment below, all the good stuff. Like and subscribe. And as always,
stay
stimmed.
Double whammy style.
Outstanding.